friends, I'm back. So I think this might be my last amazing readathon vlog, or I'm gonna divide it into two. It just depends on how much footage I do get at ALA, like if I'm actually able to update you. I may not be. That is the plan. But I do want to do that. So I have to make sure that my camera works and I have all that stuff. I have to really like remind myself about that. But I did want to start a physical reading, like a new physical book. I just finished Sightseeing. I finished The Lost Twin. I gave this book 5 stars and now I have to pick a new book. So yeah, that is where we are. So I am going to go take off camera. I'm going to go get my graphic all ready and then we're going to roll and see what we're picking, and I'll go over my bonus prompts once again. So just to say, we are still reading Fever Dream for a hype book. We just finished The Lost Twin for a book with trees on the cover, and my bonus prompts is read a book that the author's name is white or black, or read a book that's been on your TBR for more than a year. So I will be honest, I'm trying to read down my ALA arcs, and I'm also trying to read down my Ireland books. This is what I got from Ireland, which is why I picked it up. So let's roll the dice and see what we're gonna read. And yeah, so ooh, a 3. Okay, we can read a book with "the" in the title, or a book with a mysterious main character. Okay, well, I like "the." Yeah. Alright, so let me go try to find a book that has "the" with my prompts and figuring out where we are. So, okay. Alright, let me go figure out what I want and then we'll come back. I am sort of in a vibe to read quick things, and this has been on my TBR for so long. It's called Rosie Frost and the Falcon Queen. It does have a "the." It is a book that's been on my ear for more than a year. I got this a couple years ago at ALA. And it does have white. I think it's white. Yeah, it looks like white. It looks like purple or white, but I'm going to count it. And everything else is in white. So yeah, I'm going to start this. There is also a building on the cover, which will work. And it is a middle grade, which I've really been in the vibe for right now. So I think I'm going to read this. I'm going to try to get up to page 102 in this book. And then I'll come back and I'll give you guys like a reading update. But this is what I'm going to start it with. And then hopefully tomorrow I can make some progress in it. I don't anticipate us getting a leg so soon. And this was also, you know, written by Jerry Ginger Spice, which I think is funny. So we'll kind of go from there. But this is a book that whenever I see it, it makes me think of Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. And when I got this, I was like, oh, I'm going to do it in my Sadie Sink vlog. And then I never did a Max vlog. So yeah. All right. I'm going to start this. I'm going to go read 102 pages of this, read the first 8 chapters and give you an update and see how I'm feeling. But this will count because it does have the Rosie Frost and the Falcon Queen. It also does have a building on the cover, so if that is the next prompt, I could also read it for that depending on how fast I am into it. But yeah, alright, I'll be back when I have an update for you, hopefully soon. Yes. Alright. Bye bye, friends. Friends, I'm back. I do think I'm gonna pause this book, not because it's not like a great book, I am enjoying it, but number one, this is purple, so I wouldn't get both my bonuses, and also it is a school setting with trials, and for some reason, everyone I follow and all the mini readathons I do, that is like a massive like point. Like, so many readathons have a trial theme or a competitive or a school theme. So this book would be perfect for that. So I am going to save it. I was liking it, to be honest. I just think I'm going to pause this book right now. So yeah, this I read about 100 pages. I won't have anywhere to count for that, which is sad. But I'm going to go roll again for a next prompt. And we'll have an audiobook and a physical book to start the week off. And then we're going to keep reading. So I'll come back when I'm ready to roll that. Have been saying this a lot, but like my 2 bonus prompts is read a book where the author's name is black or white, and or read a book. My second prompt is read a book that's been on your TBR for more than a year. So let's roll and see what prompt we're going to focus on for the next 2 books, because I did DNF my other one and I need a new motivational prompt. Okay, Ooh, we have 5. Okay, if I can remember, I'll attach the graphic I'm using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, book with trees on the cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A book in a duology. Trees is probably easier. Okay, let me find a book that has trees on the cover that fulfills all my other requirements, and I will come back and give you guys an update. So trees on the cover. Okay, let me go look at my audiobooks that I have access to. I have been on a bit of a Libby kick, so I have been reading a lot of books on Libby. Okay, I think I'm gonna read In Case I Go Missing by R.N. Swanson. There are trees, so I'm gonna go get that book, and then I'm gonna go find my physical book to read that has trees on the cover. This is a new book, which means it would not count that, but it does have trees. It is new. Okay, I'm probably just gonna read that for it in case I go missing for that one. And then I'm gonna go find another book that has trees, backlist, and white or black. All right. So I think I am gonna stick with that book. And then I think I'm gonna read A Tale of Mirth and Magic by Kristen Bell. It has been on my TBR for longer than a year, or I knew about it, and it is a cozy fantasy. Kristen Bell is written in and it also does have a building on the cover, so if we get a new leg drop, I could probably count it. But let me go get, so it's cozy adventure with enchanted friendship and unexpected love, and it's a D&D inspired book. It's also super short. It's like 276 pages. But let me go get the other book so I have it so we could chit chat about that as well. Audiobook, I'm going to warn you, this week is going to be a bit busy. It's going to be In Case I Go Missing. It does, both of these books do have trees on the cover, so it does count. This would not give me a lot of bonus points because it is a new book and it doesn't have that. But this would, and I'm probably more likely going to finish this today than that because I'm not really going to go out. We'll see. I may go out a little bit later. But I want to read at least like page 6 to page 58 in this and give you guys a bit of a reading update. I have had this on my TBR for a while. So yeah, I'm going to go read this and I will give you guys an update when I can. And I will talk to you guys soon when I have read at least 60 pages. Bye, book friends. Bye, dragons. I'm back. So Monday and Tuesday were super busy. I told you guys, I think in a previous clip, that I had to I'm moving my classroom for next year, and I have a lot of stuff. Been in this building for like 8 years, but really it's been a lot more than that because I've been have other people's things in my collection. So it's been a very arduous process to move everything, pack up all the boxes, get everything ready. And we really only had 4 days to get it all done, and then they're gonna move everything over the summer. But I have a lot of stuff that I don't want to get ruined. I have a lot of expensive things for the shows that I work on. So yeah, that was busy. And then today was yearbook signing day. So I technically finished A Drizzle of Danger by Simone Steiner because the new prompt did drop. So I was in the middle of reading In Case I Go Missing by R.N. Swan because it had trees on the cover. This is a murder mystery that I would still like to finish. I just don't know when that's going to happen. And then I also started A Tale of Mirth and Magic by Kristen Bale. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to finish reading this. I think it's really, really cute. And I might just stick it in my bag and bring it with me. But honestly, at this point, I should probably be reading on my Kindle. And I'm just not being captured by the spice focused of the story. And I do like that, but physically reading it, I sometimes get a little bit removed from it. But I am enjoying this. I'm about 126 pages in, but I do need to roll because when the prop dropped, I did wind up finishing A Drizzle of Danger by Simone Steiner. This is the second book in the Cafe Crime series. I'm going to attach a photo of that book here. I did read the whole book. I don't really remember the end. I was really, really stressed when I was listening to this and I decided to restart. So I am about an hour left. I will finish it really, really quick. But I did want to pick a physical book that I'm going to finish and also another audiobook so I can be in traveling mode because I am heading out of town Friday to go to Chicago and I need to know what I'm reading. I also need to kind of pick a backup book. I need to have books on my Kindle and stuff. So I need to have things available to me. So yeah. That is where we are. So I am going to roll my bonus book to see what it's going to be, and that is kind of going to decide what I'm going to read next. So I will give you guys a ring. Ooh, okay. 4. Okay, let's see. And I did save my like book that like doesn't meet the prompt, so I could read something else for that prompt, and that's what I'm probably going to do for the final leg. Read whatever I want, and then just kind of do a random sightseeing book because I do have that as well. Okay, so we have 4. Okay. Ooh, okay. Read a genre blend. Okay. Genre blend. Okay. Okay. Let me go look what is a genre blend that is on my Kindle that I could read. And then, because this technically would count if I did want to finish reading it. Because it is like a fantasy romance. It's just very, very spice focused. And I'm not sure if I'm like captured right. Okay. Let me go see what is on my Kindle. And then let me go look at my my ebook library and see what is a genre blend that I could read. Okay. Let me go figure out what I want to read, and then I will come back to you. Book Dragons. I'm going to attach the book I'm going to read. It has a bit of a, it's the Maisie McGill book that I have, so I'm going to attach a photo of that. It's the 3rd book in the series. It's really, really short, which I need right now, and that is a cozy fantasy romance, which is a genre blend. But I am going to roll again just to see what the other prompt is going to be, just because I am struggling with that, and I don't want to pick up something that I know I'm gonna like not enjoy, especially because I am traveling towards the end of the week and I need like a quick listen. Okay, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, a standalone. Okay, that is easier. A standalone, which is just like it's not in a series. Okay, let me go see what I can find, and then I will come back and chit chat with you. After I reread that book, I'm going to read a nonfiction, and I'll attach a photo of that book here. I think it's called Sisters in Death. I think I need a bit of a mental break, and I think that will do it because I am traveling and I really want to listen to podcasts, but I feel like I'm a little bit behind on my reading, so I'm going to listen to that. And I probably will pop in a podcast at some point if I am like traveling, but I need an audiobook like I always do. So yeah, that is probably what I'm going to do. I am gonna soft DNF this. Like I'm gonna DNF this for the moment. I would like to come back to it, and I probably could finish it like relatively quickly, like not super long after this, but I just think I need a bit of a break because I'm gonna be traveling and I'm just not that interested. But I'm gonna start that other book, and I will give you guys an update tomorrow. Tomorrow will be my last update on this camera, and then I think I'm probably gonna like see if I can take my other camera with me on my trip so I can get a little bit of footage for you all. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out and make sure that works. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow probably, hopefully, and if not, you guys will see me when I'm in Chicago. Bye bye friends. Hi Book Dragons, I am back from ALA. So I didn't wind up filming at all when I was there. The last 3 days, honestly, this whole trip was like very, very chaotic and super busy, so I didn't get any footage. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to just do a wrap up with the rest of the books. I did finish those 2 books, and I actually did finish one other one, but I'm gonna do that in my wrap up. What I want to do right now is I got home yesterday. I brought home about 20 books, and I sent about 10 boxes. So I'm just gonna do my ALA haul part 1, and then whenever I get a box in my vlogs, I will just unbox them. But I do have a lot of books to show you because it was fun. And I like to do hauls. They're very, very enjoyable. This was ALA. This was a conference for librarians and teachers. I am a teacher. I do go as a teacher, but I also do read books for my content because I do create a lot more content in the summer because I am free. I did pay for my own ticket. I did not go as an influencer, but I did really have a fun time. I went with my friends. I stayed with one friend. I like met a couple of new friends. We had a really, really fun time. I went with my librarian from my school. It was so fun. So let's get into it. I have a lot of books to show you, and I don't know a lot about them, but if I remember how I got them or why I got them or the pitch I was getting, I will tell you. I will tell you when they're coming out, but I'm going to try to keep this sweet, short, and to the point, so this video is not 2 hours long. Let me go get the books. A couple of books are a mix of books that I got the last day and during book breakdown. So during booth breakdown, what happens is at the end of the conference, they don't want to bring all their books home. They have booth breakdown. So here is a couple that I got from booth breakdown. I got The Cove by Claire Rose, which is like a supernatural murder mystery. I actually do have the audio of this, but again, if I see a book, I'm more likely to read it. I also got The Hocus Pocus Handbook by Anne Aguirre. I got this from Source. It still has its little sticker on it. And in that breakdown, I also got Most Ardently Yours by Freya Sampson. I don't have all my breakdown books because I did send a box, but I got the ones I thought I was going to read quicker. This one I have loved Freya Sampson in the past. This was also one of those rogue books I did not get a book on. You guys will see there's a theme. I tried to collect those books when I did see them. And then Wednesday or Macmillan does a theme. You get to pick 2 of their books a day for the adult side and 1 for the YA side. So for the YA day, which was Monday, I got Fallen Beauty by Astrid Chalette. A Haunting Wintry Tale of Art, Obsession, The Price of Love. This comes out in November. I was also trying to collect books I had e-arcs for so I could physically read them. And I also got My Unfamiliar by Mara Rutherford. This is one that I was super excited for. Maybe one of my first reads. Check out my July TBR because we're changing the game a little bit. And let me go get my next stack of books and then we'll chat about those. Most of these were books I got earlier in the conference. A couple of these were in my luggage, but I did get Hawk and Sparrow by Anaya Gray. This was a Fierce Reads title, and I really want to read this. It's a Gilded Age inspired novel of mystery, magic, and romance, and this comes out in September. A lot of September books. I also, from Penguin, got Mr. Mem's Pendants from the Library Repository and Yarn. I have no idea what this book's about, but I like the cover. And it seems cool. So this is another one that I got. I also got A Tangle of Magic from Kensington. Saturday was my day where I got a lot of books. I had a friend who was there on Friday, and I wasn't. So she was kind of feeding me what books to get, and this is the one that I saw in her little stack. So I definitely used her as like my guinea pig to figure out what I actually wanted. Kelly knows that. I love her. And then I got Grumfort, Meet the World's Worst Monster Hunter by Jamie Hammond. I was trying to keep books in my luggage in case I needed something quick to read because I was doing the Amazing Readathon, but these are great for the classroom because it has a lot of photos in it and pictures in it. And then if I can't put it in my own classroom, I'll give it to the librarian. Especially because this is a finished copy. I also got my one book I did not get from BookCon. I got The Wretched Divine by Adeline Grace. I really wanted this book, and I got this book when I got, I don't know when I got this book, what I got with this. Now I can't remember. If I see it, I'll grab it. But The Wretched Divine, oh, I know what I got. But yeah, this is the one I really, really wanted. And then I got a couple of copies of Keys to Ghost on by Kate Messner. This is like a murder mystery, but set in a theater. And I was talking to her, and one of my books has like her her class that she does with kids, and it's also written like as a script. I really want to read this with my group, especially if I do small group this year. I really want to read this with them, so I want to see, and it comes out in February, so I will probably wait a little bit for that. A couple of these are actually, all of these are BookCon books I didn't get. I got Mortal Things by Marie Lu. Set in Insatiable Immortals, the Eternal Rivalries, and Humor trapped among them. And this comes out in, oh, it doesn't say. Okay, this come out in October, but I love Marie Lu. So I also got Firstborn by MJ Hastings. She was there signing. I got this book signed to me. This was another one of those source books I didn't get a book on. And I also got Our Strange Duet by Erin A. Craig. This was a Phantom of the Opera retelling. I have loved Erin A. Craig in the past. The first book I saw that my friend Kelly had was Undone by Peyton Corinne. I have loved this series so much. She actually got this one for me. And I read Unbound this year, and I physically read it, which I don't normally do, and I loved it. So I really want to read this one as well. So yeah, now let's get into the other books that I have on my shelf. Mini stack. I got The Grimlore Game by Kayla Josephine. This was pitched to me as if it was Inheritance Game, but for kids, which I loved. I really hope I can read this one soon. Also, one of my last signings that I did was The Ink Witch by Steph Carwell, and this is another middle grade that has a little dragon on the cover, so I'm really excited for this one as well. I also met her and she drew the main character for me. One of my first signings from Kensington was The First Lady's Guide to Murder by Amanda Flower. I think I got another one, but I think I sent it. I just kept this one because I thought I was going to read it quicker. So yeah, and this is the former First Lady, Julia Grant, and her daughter Nellie band together to solve a suspicious murder. So I'm very excited, and I do have a lot of bookmarks in here just because if I was ever without a bookmark, so to get this one, it comes out in December. Another Bloomsbury title is Greta Grimdark and the Normal Neighbor. This is another one that has some illustrations in it, but it's another really easy book to read, especially one that I might put in my classroom, especially depending on the types of classes I'm teaching next year. Also, with that drop, I got Flicker State by F.A. Davidson, which is another one that the author signed it to me. A Study in Drowning means never awake with this debut fantasy filled with lush world building, healing, heart-stopping romances, and a high-stakes competition that could be the key to everything. So yeah, this comes out in, let me see if it says it, July 28th, so it actually comes out relatively soon. And then I have 20 Something Else by Stephanie Mack. I think she was signing this one as well. Yeah, so this one is another one. It comes from Tyndale. It says, on the eve of her 40th birthday, a woman accidentally wakes up from a pickleball accident and the unexpected chance to relive her 20s. So I might kind of try to see if the audios of some of these exist because I do like to listen to this, but I got this one signed. Actually, the first book of the con that I got was A Necromantic's Guide to Grave Mistakes by Melissa Wright. This one was on a table, which makes me think it's probably an indie that someone didn't want to put on a table. So I actually got this one. I'm really excited for this one. I love cozy fantasy. And I guess she's like a necromancer, but it also is a romance. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. And then I also, Isabel Canas, who wrote Hacienda, is writing YA books now. So this comes out in September, The House of Gardenias. This is a stunning YA debut from the Gothic master of Hacienda, available in Norte in the position of Alba Dallas. So I'm excited for this one. Perfect for Summerween. And then I was with my friend Kelly, I think, when we got this one. And this one is The Lumber Baron's Wife by Lynn Austin. And I would probably look to see if the audio exists because I do like to listen to my thrillers, but this is like a dual timeline story. Yeah, so let me look at my next stack. I do promise it is this convention is so fun, but it is very, very go, 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 go. So I feel like I need like a couple of days to just recover and just read. That's really what I want to do. So that is the plan. We are on summer break. Your girl's going to do that, but let's finish going over these books. I'm going to try this year to get a lot of fantasy because that is what I mostly physically read, but some other books did get second. I got The Heart Trials by J.L., which is one that my friend Kelly loves, this author. I haven't read any of her other books, but I think it's less intimidating to start the first book in the series rather than a series that I'm really far behind on. This comes out in September. Love, Witches, and Wallow by Kristen Cohen. This is a Nigerian witchy novel. I love witchy novels and I will read them all year long, and I do like this cover, and it comes out from Orbit in November. We also have a book from Julian Winters that comes out in August. This is called Find My Way Down to You. A love gone too soon, one chance to get it all back. And I think he has to kind of go to the underworld to kind of get his boyfriend back, I think, which is so cool. So I'm excited for this one. And it comes out in August. I think I got a few copies of this one accidentally. I got An Introvert's Guide to Kissing in Europe by Bretta Jarowitz. This was from the Melissa De La Cruz input line. It's a romance. 13, and this comes out in August. 13 Blue Envelopes Meets Love and Gelato in a YA coming-of-age romance about Emily, who takes a gap year in Europe to learn about life, love, and working through grief while following in her grandmother's footsteps. I love a good YA contemporary. I really do. So this one might get read sooner rather than later. And then I went to one of the boats and I just asked for a bunch of like YA contemporary books or YA fantasy books that I wanted to read. So I got Nest of Tongue by Randy Ribby. Despite what you may have heard, we are not monsters. And this is a Filipino vampire story going to come out in August. Also, I got Ava Reed's Winter Veil, We're not training spies, we're training patriots. Welcome to Valiant Academy. Another Academy book, and this comes out in September. And then I also did get Empire by Sabaa Tahir. This is the sequel to Air, which I haven't read yet, but if I have this, I'm more likely to get it. And they were handing them out. I did not fight. I did not die to get it. So. And then a couple other ones I got. What Happens at Nightfall by Laura Willig. This is a spooky contemporary romance about love, haunting, and a little bit of demon hunting. And this comes out in October. When I saw demon hunting, I picked it up. I also got Fossil Feud by Maggie North. This is one that my friend Jess from Peace Love Books was chit-chatting about. When I saw it on the table, I knew I had to grab it. And this is a STEMist romance about two paleontologists who join forces to prevent a fraudulent dinosaur discovery, but accidentally dig feelings for each other along the way. And this comes out this month, so it comes out in July. Happy July, you friends. And this is Mackenzie's Least, Hela, Daughter of Athenos, and this comes out in... actually, this comes out this month. I do not know what Masters of the Universe are, but I have like Mackenzie Lee in the past. And then another YA middle grade book I got was Riley Dare, Slightly Witchy Sleuth, and this is another middle grade mystery, which is my favorite. So that is the next little stack. Now let's get into more books. I know I should have had you guys get popcorn or a drink because this is going to be a bit of a longer video, but we will get through them. Top stack. So I am gonna give Reap and Sow another chance. I did wind up DNFing this, but it was like a random pick. There was like a bag and there was 3 books and I got this one. So I'm gonna give this book one more shot before I officially DNF it, but it does come out in October. It's one of the Berkeley XO books that were pitching 3 and I already had 2 of them, so I wanted to give this one another shot. I also got Black Girls Don't Cry by Alex Travis. This is another YA thriller that comes out in July. Another book that I missed from Love You All was Meet Me at Midnight. If I Stay meets Tales of Midnight's albums about this breathtaking love story about a girl who sees the same boy every night in her dreams. So, also one of the first signings I did on Saturday was The Lost Unicorn by Sarah Massillon. This doesn't come out until 2027, but it is a beautiful romantasy with like gothic elements. And then I also got Ray Carson's new book, Monster Monarch Maiden, a sweeping standalone fantasy from award-winning best-selling author, the master of the genre-blending Ray Carson. I want to read something by this author, but I haven't read anything yet, so I got this when I saw it. And then I also got another Amanda Krauss book, The Gods Will Sing Our Song by Amanda Krauss, comes out in September. I really want to read something by this author. I figured I saw a new book, I'd pick it up. And then another like quick book I got was All's Fair in Love, War in High School by Jeanette Rawlinson. This book did get in, I think it got newly published by Blank, and I saw it and I figured I'd pick it up because it is very, very short, very, very tiny, but it is a romantic comedy. I also got to meet Sarah Dessen, which might actually be my first audiobook, to be honest, in this vlog, because I do have an audiobook that I'll do up an e-arc of this from Leave a Referendum, because I'm a teacher. So I might actually read this one next, because I got her to sign it. And yeah, so I'm excited to read this one as well. And then a couple of other ones I got is The Unchosen One by Amy Sparks. This is another like middle grade book. What happens when the chosen one decides to go on strike? And this comes out in May. So it was really like a late book that already came out. Hearts on the Table by Suzette Milani is, I think she said it was like a Midsummer Nights retelling or Midsummer. Yeah, I think she said it was Midsummer Dream retelling, which is very, very thick. But I love books like this, and it gives me summer vibes by the cover. And then I also got another Caitlin Hill called Ancient History Between Us. I have loved her other books. I have fallen a little bit behind on her, but when I saw this, I knew I had to pick it up. And now let's get into the second shelf of books. Yeah, I knew we were going to be here a while. Let's get into it. I had to restart that clip. But I did get it's Let's Kiss and Tell by Josh Richards. This is a adult romance that comes out in August. I also got a YA book, Griffin Speaker by Jen M. Flynn, which is an impossible creature meet the Griver and an unforgettable middle grade series starter, and it came out in May. I also have The Lost Spectacular by Zoe Duhame. This is a Night Circus meets Midnight Library as childhood lovers turn rivals, chase each other through stories and shape them until they confront all their running from together. Ooh, I love that. I love childhood friends to rivals. I also got another Lily Wilkinson book, Lavender and Hemlock. I have liked her books in the past, so I hope this one is. And this is a very, very pretty cover. Another fantasy book called Fire to the Stars by Morgan J. Watchthorne. I have no idea what this book's about, but it's coming out in August. It is a pretty cover, and it's a YA fantasy. I also got another cozy mystery. I got The Ghost and the Dead Librarian by Cleo Coyle. A Coyle charming new paranormal cozies follows a small town Rhode Island bookshop owner investigating the death of a eccentric librarian with the help of a wise, cracking gumshoe ghost. Oh, that's kind of cool. This comes out in October from Kensington. This is another book that I accidentally picked up the sequel, but it's called The Sequel to Metamorphosis. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to read book 1 in this series, but I saw it and I picked it up. And then I also got The Peacock Throne. This was the same author that I think wrote another book, but Queens Will Rise and Empires Will Fall. Book 1 in the lush Southern Asian inspired epic fantasy duology, perfect for fans of Sabaa Tahir and Tahira Mafi. I think she wrote Midnight Strikes, I think, at some point, but this is a very, very pretty cover. I love this color palette so much. Alright, let's get into the next stack. The final little stack that I have sent to me. I will be getting more books, but I'll put them in another blog. Veiled in Shadow by Liz Edinburgh. This is Enchanted Train, A Forbidden Love, a deadly secret that could derail an entire kingdom. Comes out in December. I love this cover. I also got Arella and the Maroon Witches by Somaya Bank. This is Kiki's delivery service meets Black Panther in this middle grade fantasy set in a richly imagined world where once enslaved people build an enchanted network of hidden witch communities. And this comes out in July. I also got The Secret Library by Kiki Magdoon. I have no idea. Minor Transgressions, Little Depot Confessions, and the library holds them all, which is really, really cool. This is a finished copy, which means I think it's probably out. And it's a New York Times bestseller. I really want to read this one. I love books about libraries. I also got Our Dark Incantations by Wanda Hellman. And I love books about ex-healers. I think that's always like interesting. And this is like a nice copy. So I got this. And then another middle grade book I got is The Haunting of Old Splinter by Jake McKay. Would you make a magical wish no matter the cost? This is a middle grade that comes out in July. I love this color combination. And then I got another book from Mischief Books, which is a YA contemporary called Frankie Lou's Summer of No Regret by Betty Chang. The actual cover is like all this. So let me see. Oh, it's not there. But this one comes out in winter 2027, and it's a contemporary romance. I also got Dragonborn, the Twilight Child by Sturden Murray. I read Dragonborn last year and liked it. I didn't love it, but when I saw this on the table, I figured I would pick it up and read it and then put it back in my classroom because I think I still do have book 1. And then I also got They Called Us Witches by Gloria Munoz. They Call Us Wicked, sorry. And this is a witchy book, and it comes out in September. I also bought one book in the airport. I bought Romantasy by Mara Roche because I saw this and I knew that it was a NetGalley book. If I ever see a NetGalley book, I'm more likely to pick it up. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking along with me. Sorry I didn't get you any footage, but it was a bit crazy. I also missed Friday this year, which I don't like. I feel like it really makes me more stressed because I feel like I'm always behind. I'm not. You get what you get and you don't get upset. But I had so much fun. It was like a great mental break. So yeah, that was where we are. I'm gonna go like put this video up so you guys could see my haul, and then I have to film a bunch of stuff today because I haven't been home since the end of the month, so I have to like do a bunch of editing. But I will talk to you guys soon for another video. Probably next you'll see my July TBR. Bye bug friends.